Hello everybody and welcome back to OMSI 2, the bus simulator. You are with me and more bus videos. I'm also known as More Central, depending on what day of the week and what video you're watching. More Central is my main account, so do make sure you go and check that out for all of my real life stuff and my very exciting Day in the Life bus driver series, where I drive the actual real buses. Yes, you have found a channel, you found an OMSI 2 series with someone that actually drives the real things, so you can get a proper comparison and make sure that what you are driving, what you are sort of experiencing is the real deal. So today we are back having a little drive, little bit of a review, a constant look at the Blueprint Productions B9TL and B7TL pack. It is one of the best bus packs that have been released recently. As you'll have seen in my previous video, we are currently on a series on the B7s and the B9s released by Blueprint. It's all in the same pack. The link is in the description below if you haven't already acquired it. So far, we've had a look at a few different repaints. We've challenged the vehicles to some of the more challenging maps. I haven't done all of my challenging bits yet. There is still some of that to come. So we've had a little look at that. We've also witnessed the B7TL Hoover. We've had a proper look around the B9. We've seen how it copes. And we've also very, very recently had a little drive in the last video of the B7TL sound update that was done a little while ago. But because of how I produce these videos and how I'm making them at the moment to ensure we have an exciting series, doing them a little bit in bulk, it means that sort of released a week or two after the update was released. But hopefully you all enjoyed this video, you all got to see the comparison. But we're now back with the B9 as we have been rotating it. We've been doing B7, then B9, and we're back now with 37295 MX-07 BTZ from the first Huddersfield fleet. This vehicle is currently like quite a lot of the deckers in the Huddersfield fleet in the lovely blue-fronted HD Connect livery. Now, this was standardised on double-deck buses within First in Huddersfield. Also got applied to their B7R and the Eclipse 2s. And then very, very recently, with the introduction of this brand new ultraviolet, as they're calling it, new corporate livery for First Bus. You'll have seen my first video of this series was in the new First Bus livery. Very exciting video, thoroughly enjoyed it. Do go and check that video out if you haven't already. This livery is now on its way out. A number of the deckers that were in the livery have now moved down via eastern counties to Cornwall, and 37295 is part of a dwindling number of B9s. This one in real life has guide wheels on it for the X63 to Bradford, but it's part of a dwindling fleet of vehicles in the blue-fronted livery. So what we're doing in this video is we are taking a drive on the 28 service. So the 28 service starts from here and goes into the city centre via the hospital. It's a couple of nice hills, nice bit of challenge with residential area. It felt the most appropriate out of the routes we haven't driven to have a little drive of this in the HD Connect First Bus livery, as it is going to feel a little bit more like the part than some of the other routes, as these tend to do a lot of local bits. And I've just realised why my lights were fully on, and that was because I had full beams on for some reason. So I will stick, there we go, lost some lights on. Don't know why I've also got, for some reason, fog lights on. Yeah, well, it's coming up with something on the dash. I don't know, when I spawned the bus in, it sort of did a very weird reset and confused me, and I ended up appearing and the bus was like facing the wrong direction, and so I was very confused. Nobody wanting the bus, although to be fair, there's so much other stuff to the city centre, I can't say I blame them. So it was really good when all of these were painted in blue in Huddersfield. You used to go to Huddersfield, you'd be stood in the bus station looking at the back wall of all the vehicles, that's how it works in Huddersfield. And at one point, everything on that back wall was blue. It was amazing to see. Really, really was amazing. It was a properly nice operation. Everything looked so nice. It started doing some interior seat refurbishments, bits like that. But obviously these things don't last forever, and first introduced the corporate livery that for the vast majority of operators is a greatly, greatly helpful thing. Oh, I was waiting for my boss. Okay, we'll pull in then. You never quite know if they're wanting your boss or the one in front. There we go. Not falling through the ground if we can help it. But it was really, really good to see, and then they got the diverted East Scotland streetlights that were diverted because East Scotland was sold. That ended up coming in Urban 2 with no blue front. I never painted them. And now we've got the SV22 streetlights in purple and ultraviolet livery, and some of the existing streetlights have been painted into that. The MF72s. So slowly but surely, Huddersfield, just like the other operations, is becoming a new corporate ultraviolet livery operation. So it's a shame to see the blue fronts go. I really was a fan of the blue fronts. I thought they looked incredibly pleasant. And as I say, when they were in sort of full swing with it, they really, really did look the part. Really, really did. And it was really good to watch. I mean, Halifax did briefly try it with HX Connect with a darker shade of blue. It didn't work, but it was arguably, at the time, I think the best executed bus brand that First West Yorkshire had. Because, as I say, HX was only ever on a couple of vehicles. The City of Bradford one was sort of on the street lights, the street decks, a couple of other bits, but never expanded beyond that. And by that point, the Leeds City brand was very undecided, looking a little bit tatty in parts and very undecided. So the Huddersfield brand really did look the part. It was taking these older generation vehicles, giving them blue fronts, giving them interior retrims, and it was just a very, very pleasant operation. Very, very pleasant. With the blue fronts. I just really, really liked it. I thought, as I say, incredibly basic thing to do, but it did the job incredibly well. So, but as I say, time to move on, and in order to benefit the other parts of First West Yorkshire and beyond, oh, here we go, thank you. They have introduced this new corporate livery, so as I say, we'll make everything look nice and fresh. The sacrifice of that is we do lose these blue fronts, but at the end of the day, it's for the, as would coin a film, it is for the greater good. If you can reference the film, if you know the film that I have just referenced there, and you are willing to reference it in the comment section below, please feel free to. I'm interested to see what anecdotes and bits I can include in future. So I was in Huddersfield very, very recently, actually. I'm doing a fair bit in Huddersfield as we go on, sort of the real life sort of contrast to things. And there's a lot of rail replacement going on, and part of my driving job is seeing me doing a bit of involvement on that. It's very exciting. It's something very different. And it keeps life exciting, not just doing the same things. Many of you know I do quite a lot of driving in the Peak District. So it is really, really nice to spend the odd day somewhere totally different, doing something totally different. That's the joys of being a casual bus driver, is I can sort of have semi-choice. Obviously, you've got to think about money and practicalities. But I have a semi-choice in what I do and where I go, and that kind of thing, that, as I say, is really, really nice because it just provides a bit of variety in life, keeps it exciting, and then makes me appreciate elements like the Peak District a little bit more as well when I'm there. So it's really, really nice. I thoroughly enjoy it. Still haven't driven a B9 in real life yet. That is something on the to-do list because, as you can see, I'm thoroughly enjoying this. It's been the dream to have a proper Gemini one-fronted B9TL in the game for some time now. So as I say, this is very much itch to scratch that we had in the OMSI 2 world. And the repaint I'm driving with is one of the repaints in the base repaint pack available on the Blueprint Productions website. You can either download it before or after you purchase Gemini 2, or not the Gemini, no, How did I say Gemini 2? Gemini 2 was the old one. While you purchase B9's B7 packs, apologies. So if you purchase B7TL and B9TL pack from the link below, there'll also be the Repaint Pack that you can download in the additional resources. I do recommend downloading it because otherwise you install a bus with no repaint, apart from the Blueprint Productions branded ones. So that they include so that there's actually a drivable repaint. So I do recommend downloading the Repaint Pack. It is free to download, and as I say, you can go and check out the Fellas Film forums and for some additional repaints as well. As you've seen, I've been driving with them quite recently, but for this one I looked and I thought it's got to be some HD Connect. Although I have also seen that there is the Overground number 8 livery. So the Overground number 8 livery is also one that is on my radar to drive with. So we'll see how we go. It might be a bit later on, might be during the next themed series I do, but we are going to have a drive with that. Something else I'm also looking forward to, because it was teased to us but hasn't yet been included in the Repaint Pack, is the Lime Line 576 repaint for the buses between Halifax and Bradford, because one of my first experiences as a young'un in the bus world was sitting in the cab of one of them, so it would be an absolute dream of mine to have a little driver one in the world of OMSI, because that is as close as we get to sort of that repaint existing in the real life world. So that is quite a dream of sorts for me, as you can probably all understand. Let's try and... Oh, it's been very clunky today. Does it occasionally where it is very, very clunky, and it's chosen today as a clunky day. Oh, let's try and there we go. Well, I don't think, yeah, it won't work because of that bollard in the way. I'm just thinking because the lighting, particular here, as you can see with the sun, is pretty good. This is also very, very nice to drive a bus round here with incredibly good steering, because it means that I'm not as much at risk of hitting every single curb going. That for those of you that have driven on this map will understand my pain, and those of you that have previously watched me drive on this map will also understand the same pain. Oh, there's someone walking in the way, and to be fair, I've totally mapped the angle of that wrong, and it is a shame. All the shrubbery bits in the way. That's the main issue here. It's almost as if it's a hospital. All the bits that we're having to contend with. I'm only a minute late now, so we're all good. Everyone's staying on. No one wants to get on the bus. A little bit of curve action, but always happens here again. Watch any of my other videos on this channel, only on more central one, when I used to do OMSI 2 on that, and it is incredibly difficult to go around here and not clip a curve. It is very, very tight, and it's one of these routes that it is a little bit annoying to drive in the dark, purely because there's just no lighting at all here. Oh, Spectra, very nice. Need to have a drive of that again. It's been a while, but it's one of these routes where in the dark there's just no lighting at all, and I'm like, that's not realistic for a hospital. In a hospital there would be some level of lighting, and there just is nothing. So as I say, I do absolutely love the map, but I just wish there was some level of lighting. That's my only plea. That looks very, very nice as a turning shot. I can get the... I might actually... There we go. Yeah, that looks absolutely cracking. I like that. It's got the angle and the turn and everything. That I do like. And as you can hear, a little bit of kick down on it as well. This is just such a lovely, lovely vehicle. It is... The sounds are mapped out to perfection. The drive quality is, as you would expect, evolve in real life. Again, from my experiences driving B8R Levoras, and they are very, very smooth, very effective steering. And this is exactly the same. So you've got that same effectiveness with the steering, the same amazing steering lock on this. So you can tell it's realistic in that. Oh, still more people getting off. It's realistic in that sense. That, as I say, for a bus in OMSI is amazing. You do feel like you're actually driving it. You do feel like there's enough professionalism with the vehicle that you're actually here having a go with it. Apart from that, way the sound just went silent then for some reason that I found quite strange. I literally said all of that and then I had my point contradicted. Well, we've got a little bit of lag going in. I do know that these vehicles have been optimised, so I think this is just because Strathdown's big, and I haven't sort of loaded in on this end. We are having a little bit of a lag spike, as you can notice the drop in FPS, but again, very quickly, that has disappeared. I think if we'd have dealt with the pre-update, I think we'd have had a lot more issue. Oh, that was green-ish. Feel free to do it in OMSI, but don't do it in real life. That was green-ish. I was like, for the sake of you lot watching at home or wherever you are watching this, be it you are a standby boss and you're watching this video, hello. You never know, or you're driving a bus and you're on your break. Hi. Hello, that is also me sometimes. For the sake of the entertainment, I don't see that I don't see the point of sitting at the traffic lights for 2 minutes when you can just go through them. Again, real life, very different perspective, very different outlook, and very different point of view on that. I.e., in real life, you would have slowed down for those lights in anticipation for them changing, and then they obviously would have changed and you'd have slowed down enough to just continue your staggered braking for there. But for the sake of the simulator and getting to rally a bus round in the virtual world with no consequence, this is fun. This is what we do. So this one doesn't have the realistic. Oh, hello. This one doesn't have the realistic interior of 37295 in real life. This one has the older style that was on some of the YK57s. I was going to drive one of them, but many of you will know that the remaining ones of them at Huddersfield have now gone to Leeds. So I thought I'm just going to choose one that's still at Huddersfield. And as I say, we do have to compensate for the slightly inaccurate interior, as it does have a different V-trim inside. But it is, the modelling on the vehicle is spot on. Absolutely spot on. And as I say, as someone that has travelled on and photographed many of these HD Connect vehicles, I can tell you the repaint is, again, spot on. And just like in real life, it does say it has free Wi-Fi, and not a single one of these B9s got fitted with free Wi-Fi. So, again, it's realistic to a T. Still remember when they put that on, I'll have to check. I think they had USB power points and Wi-Fi put on them. I don't know if they put the USB ones on the deckers, but I know they did on the singles, and they didn't have USBs. Now on these ones they didn't, but on the single deck Eclipses they put that they had USB ports on them, and they didn't. And they did have free Wi-Fi though. These ones don't have free Wi-Fi. None of the B9 deckers that were painted in this livery ever got fitted with Wi-Fi. I think it's quite funny to say that they went to the degree of doing all of the branding and what have. And not a single one had Wi-Fi. It sounds a little bit confused for some reason when I'm idling. I don't know why this particular bus has done that, but I've not been having an issue so far, so I don't know why. Don't know why now we've got an issue with it with no sound while it's idling outside. Straight round here. Yeah, I've roughly caught on my time. I mean, we've been relatively... Oh, there we go. I've been relatively effective, I think, on the timetable. We left about 3 minutes late and going to get everybody in pretty much on time. So I think we've been pretty effective to the timetable. Again, the driving a B9 it just about fits in this gap, so there's no people walking through the back of my bus. It's always nice, always pleasant. And it does sound, when you sort of set off on full power with kick down, it does have that different sound, and it does sound very, very good. Sometimes you get buses in this game where if you put full power on, there is absolutely no difference in the sound. But as you can hear, there is a difference in the sound whether you are driving it steady or you are absolutely like flooring it. There is a difference on it. Again, another effective level of how realistic this bus is. So there we go. So we did. Alright, there we go. We've got some idling sounds now. I think it might be just if the camera is turned that way. Oh, I keep closing the doors before everybody's like gone off. It might also be because what I was doing is I wasn't putting the handbrake on, so it might be that as well. That might be a gap in these sounds. But hey ho, as long as it works. As long as it works now and we've solved that potential concern, then all is well with the world. Oh, I don't want to get more down by bus. There we go. That's a bit better. So yeah, that was the 28 with the lovely first Huddersfield HD Connect Livery 372.95. It was a lot quicker than I was expecting, although I do always think that about the 28. For some reason, I always think 28 is quite a long route. It isn't. It is a relatively short route. You just get a bit of time to spin round. But again, bus performed perfectly on it. It's, as you can see, so smooth, so nice. It's been optimised, so it is significantly better to drive, and you don't get those severe lag spikes. As bad. You do still get them because it's OMSI, and as we always remember, it wasn't built for this, what we do nowadays, but again, you do notice a improvement in it. And again, Blueprint Productions, a new company making buses for OMSI. However, they do have expertise from previous work with Studio Polygon. So they do provide the relevant updates and the relevant support. So if you do buy this, you are in good hands. So yeah, the link for the bus is in the description below. It's just $16.99. I think an absolute bargain for what you get. But for now, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then do be sure to click that like button so that more people can find it and enjoy like you have. If you haven't already, do be sure to subscribe to the And More Bus Videos YouTube channel for more content like this from the OMSI 2 simulation world twice a week. And do make sure you check out my main channel and More Central for real life references to what I talk about. So I have done videos around Huddersfield and the surrounding areas, as well as my Day in the Life of Bus Driver series that does actually include a video of me driving real life buses around Huddersfield. So it is a series worth watching for a little bit of a comparison as to what we've discussed. For now though, I really hope you've enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next video, mate. Bye for now. Bye.